very blessed day, everyone. Greetings to you in the name of the Father, the Creator, the Most High, Allah, Yah, Yod-He, Vahu-He, Elohim, God in her modern day name, and in the name of the Lord Thoth, Melchizedek, Jehovah. This is Neophyte DAG bringing you another message. The passing away of the Gentiles, Esau's, Caucasians, under the names of Egypt, Earth, Eagles, Babylon, Assyria, Nineveh, Asia, Amorites, all code names for America, rule over this planet, is done and over with and shall pass away. And in this message, we're going to concentrate on the civil war that shall be in America. We take it from Luke 11:30, and let's read it. For as Jonah was a sign unto the Ninevites, so shall also the Son of Man be to our generation at this time. So let's read the deeper meaning. For as Jonah, who was a prophet, and when you do the anagram for Jonah, you get the word Lewis. So as Lewis was a sign unto the Ninevites, when you find the location of Nineveh in modern day time, it's in Jacksonville, Florida. So as Lewis was a sign unto the people in Jacksonville, Florida, so shall the Son of Man, which is Lewis, be to our generation. Because Jonah was a sign back then, is going to duplicate that sign in our time. So once you break down the meaning of it, you know where Jonah is supposed to be, what message he's going to be giving, and who should be getting those messages. Jonah 3 verse 4 tells us what message Jonah came with. That's the message he came with. And Jonah began to enter into the city, a day's journey, and he cried in a loud voice, yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. The 40 days have several meanings, deeper meanings within the sod. 40, it's our traditional time for things to occur under the Hebrew Israelite custom. 40 days is our custom. 70 days is also the second part of our custom. Something is going to happen. Within 40 days, it shall run for that time. And then another 70 days, that same thing will transpose into something bigger. When that happens, that shall be the start of Nineveh overthrown. That first 40-day sign leading up to the 70-day sign. We'll get into that in later messages. Another 40 meaning. We have 10 Sephiroth. 10 channels that lead us back to our Father. 4 of them, that's where you break free of these red beings that have been holding you hostage, these Ephesians 6 beings. So when you break past the fourth, 4 times 10 Sephiroth, 40, you're breaking past their hold over you. And another meaning for 40, you're achieving your divine cosmic consciousness. When the Most High and the Lord begin to release the manna from heaven on earth upon you, when the Lord and the Most High reveal what's in the storehouse of heavens, all the blessings coming down on you, giving you your divine cosmic consciousness, raising your consciousness from a physical being back to the spiritual being that you truly are. When that happens, their rule over you cannot be maintained anymore. They cannot maintain any control over you, these demonic beings, because you have been released back into the spiritual kingdom of your Father. So 40 days, once you hit that fourth consciousness, that cosmic consciousness, no more control over you, these beings have. No more control over the planet, these beings have. And then their descent, their destruction is inevitable after that point. That's the second one I'll discuss right now. There are others, but we'll save it for another time. But know, as instructed to you, Jonah came to Nineveh to do what? To preach unto that city, the preaching of the Lord. So any disciple, any people of Jonah, which is Lois in our modern day time, they have to come preaching. They have to come preaching. Because that's what they were sent to do, to preach unto you at this time. Telling you Nineveh shall be overthrown. We don't want you to be part of that overthrown. So we're going to preach unto you to make that change in your life so you know what's coming to you. Whether the deception that was fed to you to unravel that and show you truth, or to warn you to change your life from how you're going about it. So know that something is coming and you need to change your life to make sure your vibration is changed so you can attune to what's coming, because the Spirit of the Lord is upon us. The Lord has anointed Lewis to preach unto us and anointed the elects to preach unto you good tidings to the meek. You have been trodden down long enough. So we're not here to pamper with those who have been trotting you down. We're here to tear down what they have set up and set up something new. That's where we're going with this. He has sent us to bind up the brokenhearted, to let you know the brokenheartedness is done. New things are coming to you to proclaim liberty to the captive. We can't come passive to claim liberty. No, we have to come with force, the power of the Holy Spirit and the Lord to let them know. You got to leave and let go of these people now. Your time is running out. Oh, Ephesians 6 beings. Oh, world leaders. Oh, world religion. Let them go, because if you don't, no good news for you at this particular time. And tell the children of Israel, tell the children of Judah, tell the children of Jacob, we're opening up that prison gate. We're opening up the prison. We're busting up the lock of that prison and letting them run free. Oh, children of Israel, children of Jacob, children of Judah, the prison gate, we're gonna bust it open. That's what we're here to do. We're here to preach unto you and then teach you the ways of the Most High, to love your neighbors as you love yourself. Love your brothers and sisters as you love yourself. Do unto your brothers and sisters that which you would want them to do unto you. But we're here to preach the fullness of the gospel to you. Isaiah 61 verse 1, which tells you the same thing that Luke 4:18 is telling you. We're here to preach the gospel to the poor. We're here to heal the brokenhearted. We're here to preach deliverance to the captive. We're here to make you recover your blindness, because you were blinded during that time when the spirit of slumber was put on you. During that time when all the menticide were running around brainwashing you with false teaching, when all the academic frauds were busy printing books telling you lies on top of lies on top of lies. We're here to break up that blindness and make you see, but we have to preach unto you to let you know that we are here. We're not playing around anymore. We're not here to pamper anyone or to powder anyone and to put milk in your hot cocoa and to give you hot cocoa and rub your back at night. We're here to wake up the people. We're here to break that liberty and make sure whoever was bruised become knowledgeable of who they are. And we're going to say it with a loud and bold voice to let you know we're here sent by the Holy Spirit to preach unto you. And how can we preach except we be sent? How can we preach unto you except we be sent? We got to be sent by someone, not ourselves. We didn't send ourselves here. We were sent unto you to preach. As it is written, these people were going to come and preach unto you and break up bondages and chains. Now we're here. We're preaching the gospel of peace unto you, O Gentiles. Bring back peace to this planet, or we're going to help you do it. whether by your own volunteering to bring peace, or the Israelites, the Adamites, bringing that peace, whether or not you want it to come, it's coming. The Adamites, the Israelites, the Judas, we're gonna bring that peace to this planet and bring good tidings. That's Romans 10 verse 15. 3 Nephi 15 verse 22. Don't get it twisted, my people. Don't get it twisted, because you understood not what the Most High and the Lord told you was going to happen at this time. You suppose it was the Gentiles, the Caucasian, who were going to come to you and deliver you from whatever they have put you through in this last part of their rule. They took over rule in the late 1800s and have been twisting that screw to make sure that rule is held tight. But you understood not. It's not them who's going to come and save you. People have to be sent to save you. People have been sent to break up that bondage. People have been sent to open the eyes of the blind. People have been sent to tell you you're going to be delivered. Can't be waiting for the Gentile to deliver you, because you understood not that the Gentiles have to be converted by your preaching. That's what's going to happen, not them converting you with their preaching or teaching, because you haven't been preached by them. You've been getting teaching by them in all these schools, and you get comfortable because they have long names before their names. PhD, LLD, all kind of different names, all kind of different abbreviations and suffixes and prefixes after and before their name. No, that's not the one who's coming to preach unto you. I have to send them. I didn't send any Gentiles to preach unto you. How can I send Gentiles to preach unto you when the Gentile must be converted by your preaching? Done with the Gentile teaching. The preachers have to come and preach unto you, then to teach you after you have been preached to. Let me tell you what's going to happen to your teachers. Let me tell you what's going to happen to your teachers. You can't separate preaching and teaching. They go together. You can't want the teaching without the preaching, because the teachers is what has gotten us into these trouble all these years with these false and untruth, these deceptive teaching. So seal portion 95 tells you in its summary what's going to happen to those teachers and all the foundations they have set up in America. The evils of modern day secular educational pursuit. The Lord will destroy all, what did I say? All, one more time, all of the institution of learning that have been established by the human race. We are admonished, we are rebuked, we are preached upon to seek the kingdom of the Most High above all else. Not all these big degrees that they're telling you. You're going to have to learn lies to get these degrees and go live those lies in your daily life, or we won't let you fit into our society. That's what you have been getting. So does that stand up in the kingdom of the Most High? Does that stand up in Mount Zion when we establish it? Not a chance. You have to be scrubbed of all that knowledge, because everything you have learned, every single one of it, is a lie. So none of it can stand up. Seal portion 95, verse 37. And it shall come to pass that when the Lord cometh upon this earth, the earth which is America, the earth which is America first, the earth as well as the planet, to reign during the next 1,000 years, he shall cause to be destroyed all the institution of learning and all the books containing those teachings and those colleges and those high schools and those elementary schools and all the other schools, junior high school. Every school that was set up has to be destroyed, and all the books destroyed. Therein that teacheth unto the children of man lies on top of lies again, lies on top of lies, that Lucifer and his disciples who follow his teaching, which are called Satan, desired for you to know concerning the plan that they had for you, but that plan is done. Seal portion, chapter 47, verse 54. Preach my gospel unto my children. Preach it, I say. All the prophets who are out there now giving messages, preach it unto them. Stand bold and strong. Let the people know who you are. Let those who don't want the teaching to come forth know that it's going to come forth, that you're standing bold and strong in the name of the Most High. Allah, Yah, Yod, He, Vahu, He, Elohim, God in our modern day, and in the name of the Lord, Thoth, Melchizedek, Jehovah, who has been ordained to move this movement beyond where the demonic force have placed it. That's done. Preach the gospel to my children. Preach the gospel to my children. I say, preach that gospel to my children and bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home to me. That's our job here, to preach unto you and bring you home. We don't care that you don't like the message, because the message is rebuking that rebellious spirit in you. We're here to bring you home. We don't care if you don't like the person giving the message, because he or she is not catering to your emotions. We're here to bring you home. We don't care if you don't like the message, because it's telling you things that make you uncomfortable, because you're living in sin and don't want to move out of the sin. We're here to bring you home. We don't care if you don't like the message, because it's not given the way you want it, at the time you want it, at the place you want it, by the person you want it from. No, we're here to bring you home. We got our instructions from the Lord to bring you home, and we're going to bring you home. Open up your ears, open up your eyes, open up your hearts, open up your thoughts to the messages that's coming to you, because the Most High is ready to bring you home. We're here to bring you home back to your Father, to give you the fullness of the gospel, to show you that there is another way beyond what you've been given all these years, thinking that's it. No, don't look anywhere else. That's it. No, we're not here to perpetuate that. We're here to bring you home back to our Father, who sent us here to do a job. Teach them to love one another and do good unto each other. That's what we are here to do. Know, my people, that we were sent here as an alarm clock to wake the people up at this particular point in time, saying time to go back home to the Lord and the Most High. So we have to come as loud alarm clocks. We can't come as quiet alarm clock, because people are fast asleep and you have to wake them up. Go unto the children of Israel and say with a loud voice, time to wake up. That's the instructions that we got, to wake up the children of Israel. Wake up the children of Judah. Wake up the children of Jacob. Wake up the children of Ephraim. Wake them up. Let's get back to this message of Jonah in Nineveh. Jonah in Nineveh. We go to Judgment of America by Prince Louis Jerome Armstrong. He wrote the book, giving you all the guides, giving you all the instruction, giving you all the knowledge that you need to know at this particular point in time, to know that the Father and the Lord is moving, and you got to move with them. Jacksonville, Florida has an urban area just like Nineveh, just like Nineveh. So when you hear Jonah went to Nineveh, that is Louis went to Florida, Jacksonville. That's where the Son of Man shall appear. So you look and see where the Son of Man is. If they're telling you is over yonder, or he's in Europe, or he's in Asia, or he's somewhere down in South America, lies. Son of Man has to be in Galilee. Galilee is in the United States. The Son of Man has to be in the Garden of Eden, which is located in the United States. The Son of Man has to be where the eagles are, which is in the United States. For as a lightning that cometh out of the east shineth unto the west, so shall the Son of Man be. Because wherever the carcass, the people that are blinded, the people that are dead are, so shall the eagles be gathered. So the Son of Man has to be in America. He's here right now with you. Just a lot of work has been put in by the dark forces to make sure that Son of Man stay hidden until the time when he shall be revealed. Nineveh, if you look on the topography of Nineveh of old, which was part of Assyria, you see Nineveh on the right-hand side of the peninsula of Assyria. If you look at modern day Florida, it's shaped just the same as old times Assyria. So if you're matching up Assyria with America, you got to look at the place that has a peninsula shape, which is Florida. So that's what you need to know at this time. Nineveh is located in our modern day Florida. Florida is part of America. So America matches up with Assyria. Nineveh matches up with Jacksonville, Florida. If you look at the map again on the right of Assyria, on the right-hand side, the Tigris River, the river of Egypt, Atlantic Ocean in our modern day time. If you look on the left-hand side of the Assyria map, you see the Euphrates River. That is our Gulf of Mexico. So when you see these terms in your Bible, you know how to translate them to your modern day time. That's what the Son of Man has to come and let you know. And he came and did a good job to let us know these things. Now it's time for you to know, if you haven't yet known, and tie yourself back into the Son of Man. Prince Louis Jerome Armstrong, Judgment of America is one of his books. Find it and read it, because there's a lot of information in it that you need to know, oh children of Israel, children of Judah, children of Jacob. Which brings us right back to Luke 11:30 and Jonah 3 verse 4, telling you what Jonah was supposed to do in Nineveh, which is Jacksonville, Florida, which is a part of America. He shall let them know destruction is coming. Something is coming that's going to overthrow Assyria, which is America, and you need to know it. That's what he's here to do. One of the events which occurred in Assyria during the time that the initiate who wrote the Bible of Jonah is telling you that there was a war in Assyria at that time. First a civil war, then a world war. Same thing is going to happen in modern day Assyria, which is America. When you do the chronology of events that occurred in Assyria during that time of the civil war and the world war, you have to now identify how it fits in with your modern day Assyria, which is America. And that's what I've done for you here. I've given you the names of those who were ruling, what happened during the Civil War time, what happened during the World War time. We're going to concentrate on the Civil War time in this message. During the Civil War time, there was a change in leadership in the Assyrian Empire. Now, Nineveh has to take the timeline of what is going on in America in our modern day time. So Nineveh is Jacksonville in our time. So we have to look at Jacksonville leadership and match it up with Nineveh leadership, Assyria leadership, so we can know who is going to be holding office at the time of the civil war in Assyria, which is going to duplicate the civil war in America in terms of timing and sequence of events. That's what Luke 11:30 is telling you. Jonah was assigned to the Ninevites. The Son of Man now, Lois, shall also be the same signs. You're going to have first Ashurbanipal, then second Ashur-etilani, then third Shinshariskun. That's going to be the sequence of leaders leading up to the civil war. Shinshanrinkun, he's going to be the leader at the civil war time, and he's going to hold that office all the way until the complete fall of Assyria. But during his office time, that's when the civil war broke out. Now let's look at the leaders of Nineveh in America, which is Jacksonville, Florida, which are going to have the same characteristics as the leaders of Nineveh of old. So we're going to look at the current leader, which is Lenny Curry, the one before him, Alvin Brown, and the one before Alvin Brown, John Payton. Those are the three leaders that are going to match up with the other three leaders that we have covered on the previous slide. This is what it looks like when you match up those leaders in modern day Assyria, Jacksonville, with the Assyrian leaders during the time of Jonah's event. Lenny Curry, the last leader who's going to be in office during the time of the Civil War. Before Lenny Curry, it was Alvin Brown, which matches up with the reign of Ashur-etilani. Before Alvin Brown is John Payton, which matches up with Ashur-banipal. That's the matching up of the leaders in our modern day Nineveh with the leaders of the old time Assyria, because the sign says Jonah was assigned unto Nineveh, so shall the Son of Man be. So the Nineveh events will mirror the Jacksonville events, and we have to tie in those leaders with the leaders of the old time. It didn't say America matching up the full America with Assyria. It says matching up Nineveh with the time of Assyria. So we know that Lenny Curry has until 2023 before he leaves office. We know that Lenny Curry has March 2023 before he leaves office, unless he's going to run for a third term. We know that Lenny Curry leaves office March 2023. Unless he's going to run for a third term. You notice I keep repeating that because that marks the timeline of when this civil war will take full flight. We have been in a civil war in America for the longest. It just hasn't started just recently, or it's going to be at the time in 2023. No, it's been going on since all the disagreement between the Democrats and the Republican, the splitting up of the states. I'm not going to follow what the federal is doing, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that, and you have to do it, or we're going to do this. We're going to cut off funding to your state, or we're not going to do it. I'm going to ship back all the people you're sending over the border to D.C. and let you deal with them, and I'm not going to do this and that and that. That is a civil war going on. They can't agree on anything at all. And it has to come to full flight at some particular point in time. And it has to happen during that time of Lenny Curry, as it told you, the war in Nineveh shall set off, same as the war in our modern day time. So if you're matching up what the gospel is telling you, not what man has come around and told you, then you can narrow down the time to say if this particular person is in office, it's going to happen during his tenure. That's how you narrow down the time to get to July of 2023, because that's when a new person needs to take office. And this event, as it said in the scriptures, shall happen during the last reign of Lenny Curry. If you need more information on these prophetic events these prophetic dates related to Nineveh, America, Jacksonville, and the Civil War. I recommend this video from Prince Louis J. Armstrong, Prophetic Events in America, Near Future, 2022 to 2026. I will also leave the link in the description so you can click on it and get over to this video to get more information on what I am telling you about the Civil War and the World War from the prophet's mouth personally. Let's look at it another way, because there's more than one way to know the timing of when things are going to happen. We go to the book of Enoch, 90 verse 2. But the eagles, we're going to talk about the eagles, because the eagles is America. The eaglets are Americans. But the eagles that led all the birds, they began to devour the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, the children of Judah. So the eagles shall get their just reward. That's why I told you, the eagles shall pass away. Now, the eaglets are the American people. The eagle is in America. Don't let anyone tell you anything otherwise. I've covered enough messages to let you know who the eagles are. Messiah Agadoth by Dr. Doriel tells you specifically who the eagles are and where they're going to be. If you look at the back of your $1 bill of the United States of America, you see the eagle there holding 13. 13 above his head, that's the 13-point star, the Egyptian star. Is the eagle Egyptian? No, he's not representative of Egyptian, but he knows the Egyptian. He knows the Egyptian customs. He knows the Egyptian's philosophy. He knows the Egyptian's energy. So he's drawing the energy from that star, which he buries on the back of his $1 bill. He's also, the eagle, is also telling you, up until 13 points of that star, my rule is done. My rule is done. It has to be done because the 13-point star represents 400 years. 360 times 400 gives you 144,000 days. He knows that as part of the Egyptian custom. 13-point star, number the stars, O Abraham, and surely your seed shall be caught up in the numbering of that star. That's why he gave you 13 leaves, 13 arrows, 13 stripes, 13-point star, 13 above, 13 on the right-hand side, the political, 13 on the left-hand side, the social, 13 on the foot, the economics. He's giving you back the 5 divine laws right in front of you on the back of your $1 bill, embedded and encoded in the number 13. That's what we're here to tell you today. Now the 13-point star, we'll get back to that in a minute, because the person who's holding the stick at this particular point in time, during the tribulation time, during the end time, is Esau. Esau is an anagram for SEA, Single European Act, EU, European Union, which are connected with the Caucasian people at this time. Esau has joined with the red dragon in America at this time. Esau has joined himself with the red beast, the red dragon, and set up rulership seat in America. So he is running the seat of the beast in America on behalf of the red dragon. So that is how Esau has been maintaining his power under the umbrella of the beast, Dagon, dragon, and the demonic beings and fallen angels. That's Esau in a nutshell. He's in America under the elites of the Caucasian race, under the elites of the political system, under the elites of the rulership system, under the elites of the government system, under the elites of the finance system, under the elites of the school system, under the elites of the medicine system, under the elites of the food system, under the elites of the pharmaceutical system. He has set up his 5 foundational laws in America, mimicking the 5 divine laws of the Most High and the Lord Thoth Melchizedek Jehovah. SEA were the people of color before, but now in our time, as a result of a change of the guard in the late 1800s, Esau became the hairy garment, which are the Caucasian people, which were classified as wild men during the time of the 1800, the 1700, the 1600, the 1500, the 1400. That's why they were classified. It's their rule now, Esau. That's where he has tied himself. These are the higher ups in Esau, call themselves the elite, call themselves the kings and queens, call themselves the special people of this planet, have tied themselves with the red dragon, which is Lucifer, which gives them power and which give them power to bring war upon this entire planet. And that has to change. The sword has to be taken away. They have tied themselves with beings on the 4th dimension, the lower 4th, that is, that are of the ultra red, the red, and the extreme red vibration. That's who Esau has tied himself with. That's who the Caucasian in the elite roles have tied themselves with, and have been drawing that energy from these demonic beings to maintain their power, have been sacrificing unto these demonic forces to maintain their power. But all Dolly House has to break up at some point in time. All that structure has to be torn down. And that's what the Most High is bringing back to you in saying, 40 days, that structure shall be torn down. Hosea 8 verse 1. Set the trumpet to your mouth, O children of Israel. Blow that trumpet. He shall come as an eagle. That's how he shall come against the house of the Most High and the Lord. That's how he shall come. He shall be totally transgressing against the laws of the Most High. Totally transgressing against the covenant that the Most High made with his people and the Lord has made with the people. He is going to come and tell you, disregard all of those things. No need to follow them. Follow my way. Because the eagle has drawn its power from the raven, which are these dark forces, these demonic forces, these lower 4th dimensional beings that are talked about in Ephesians 6. We are not wrestling with flesh, people. Know that you're in a spiritual war. There are beings, there are entities that are stuck in the lower 4th that are practicing all this spiritual wickedness, trying to hold on to power, because you're moving from the 3rd dimension to the 5th dimension. As we speak, the Most High is gradually releasing that energy to bring your vibration up, but you have to attune yourself to that energy so you can be a part of that wave. If you don't attune yourself, you'll be left behind with these eagles and these beings from Ephesians 6, because they have done everything they can to transgress, to make sure you break your agreement, your contract, the pledge that you have made, the pledge that the Most High have made with his people to say, be my people, do not eat flesh, which is of the blood, which is of the life. No, do not eat that. He made an agreement with us. Do not worship these idols and all these other things that these red beings are setting up for you. Don't worship it. Follow my Sabbath every week. Follow my Sabbath and draw in back your energy to be reconnected with me. That's his covenant that was made with you. And he said, here are my laws, my 5 divine laws. Practice them and practice them as much as you can. But the one that you shall not break is the meat. Do not eat flesh, which is of the blood, which is of the life, because it will kill you and have you cut off spiritually and physically from the heavenly realm, from the blessing of the Most High, and from your 5 overselves. That's all the red dragon was focused on, is to make sure you broke that covenant and you did not practice the laws that were given unto you. And in this last days, he has set up Esau as the eagle to give you all the things necessary to keep you away from your covenant and from your law. Before he used Esau, he was using us, the children of Israel, our own leaders, to keep us away from the laws and the covenant. And in the last days, he's using Esau as the eagles to do all these things. Obadiah 1 verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are the hidden things of Esau? The Caucasians who have tied themselves with the red dragon. These elites. Not all Caucasians are part of this. Many of the Caucasian, majority of them, do not know these things are transpiring in the background. And they have to be preached unto by you to come into this truth, because they're deceived as well. Obadiah 1 verse 3. The pride of Esau has deceived him. He has been deceived by all these vain things that the red beings have given unto him. They have brought him down a path that he thinks he can hold on to this rule all that he wants to, all the time that he wants to. They forgot to tell him there's a time limit on that rule, that it has to come to an end at this particular point in time. And if he was told, if he got the memo that day that the rule is coming to an end, he's doing everything that he can to resist that memo that he got, that the rule has to end. Because Esau, who shall bring me down? That's what you were asking during the time of your power. No more shall you ask that question. No more shall you ask that question, because it's answered for you in Obadiah 1 verse 4. Though, O Esau, you glorify yourself as what? Eagles, which are Americans. That's why I keep bringing you back to eagle. Because Esau is representing himself as the eagle, which is America. And though you set yourself high above everyone else, you have set your aspirations to the lower 4th dimension and the 2nd dimension, thence the Most High and the Lord, I will bring you down, saith the Lord. To Esau I shall bring you down. That's why I can come and confidently and boldly tell you the passing away of the eagles, the passing away of America, the structure as you know it, which has corrupted the 5 divine laws. They have taken your Christianity, turned it into Christendom, something that's opposite to the Most High way, and follows their own self-conceited idea as to what Christianity should be. They have taken your social and corrupted that, put you into neighborhoods and keep you divided with all kind of wars and strife amongst each other. They have taken the political, made laws which are used against you to keep you in bondage and in captivity. They have taken the economics away from your feet. You can't have money to do all the things that you want to do individually and even as a community. They do not give you that opportunity to build your economics as a people and as a nation. And the food they gave you, meat, as much meat as you can consume until your stomach is puffed out and you have all kind of ailments, cutting you further off from your connection with the Most High. They cut you further off with that food. 2 places they normally attack people: your head and your stomach. That's the place on your cross that they normally attack without a doubt. And they sure enough know that that's the only thing they have to hold on to now. And we are here that were sent by the Most High and the Lord to tear it down. Genesis 15 verse 13. Those strangers that were made out of you on your own land. We're reversing it right now. It's in reverse mode right now. They're tearing that down. That's being teared down now. They who you were serving, those eagles who had afflicted you for 400 years. That's done right now. It's restoration time, my people. Matthew 24 verse 28. Where the dead people are, those eagles shall be gathered. Americans, the Caucasians, American, shall be gathered. So we know without a shadow of the doubt who the eagles are. Eagles, the violence that you have perpetrated against Jacob, shame on you. Shame on you. You, O eagles, shall be cut off permanently, forever. That's why I can come and confidently tell you the passing away of the eagles, the passing away of the rule of the Gentiles, the rules of the Caucasian over America and this planet shall be cut off forever. That can't continue. Going into an age of peace, going into an age of spiritual growth can't continue. Whatever you're living now can't make its way over to that new era. No way. The violence that you have perpetrated against Jacob, that's being recompensed on your head. So this is to tell everyone why what's happening now is happening. Everything has a cause and effect. It just doesn't happen because of coincidence or accident. There's a cause for it. There were some people that were unjustly treated. There were people that were unjustly oppressed. There are people that need to be freed up right now to move back to their father, to go back home to their father. And their oppressors and their captors don't want to release them when instructions have gone out saying, bring my children home, bring them home. Do you think you're going to stop the Most High children from coming home? Esau, you're out of your mind. Let's move on to that Egyptian star that Esau had given you on the back of the $1 bill. Take a good look at it. These are the points on the star that Esau, first as the people of color that first started this country in 1619 and then taken over by Esau after 1865, that's what was given by this nation to the people of color, to the children of Israel, to the children of Jacob, to the children of Jacob. Because it says that nation that afflicted them, surely I will judge that nation. So whoever is ruling that nation at this time, when that star has run out of points, those are the ones that shall be judged. So when you look at this star where events occurred, every jubilee, every 50 year, a law was passed to further wedge the children of Israel into bondage, to further perpetuate the captivity of the children of Israel, to first keep them in involuntary slavery, and then after 1863, to keep them firmly fixed in voluntary slavery. All those events occurred over a 400-year period, 8 jubilees to be exact, where now the eagles are the ones holding the reign, holding the bondage in place, holding the prison gates closed. Know for certainty, after 2013, when the star runs out of points, that has to all end. Now we're in that final conclusion as to how all of this is going to end for you, Esau. No matter how much more you try to restart another star, no, it shall not start. The back of your $1 bill told you that it will not start. You have it embedded in your $1 bill. When the people of the Most High, when the people who are belonging to the Egyptian star wake up and know who they are through the fourth cosmic consciousness, then your rule shall end. A new world order shall be set in place by these people, not by you, as you have been telling the people. You wrote it in on the back of the $1 bill. When the true Egyptians find out who they are, they will develop that cosmic consciousness to trigger that new world order. The Adamic race shall bring that peace to the planet and set that new world order. You have it written on the back of your $1 bill. Praise ye to the Most High. He reveals all secrets, even though it's kept in tight hidden places. It's revealed. When these people that are of the Egyptian star come into the realization as to who they are, they will add back the capstone to the pyramid of Giza in Egypt. They will use the Eye of Horus to ignite the fire within themselves and bring forth a new world order as you have put and demonstrated on the back of your $1 bill. Even though you wrote it in Latin, it means the same. They shall bring forth a new world order, not the one that you've been telling the people that you're going to do yourself. No, these people are going to do it. Putting back the capstone on the pyramid of Giza in Egypt. Putting back the capstone on the pyramid of Giza in Egypt. Igniting the Eye of Horus. And bring back the Egyptian energy to this nation. Bring back the peace to the planet. Oh, children of Israel, children of Judah, children of Jacob, children of Ephraim. Know for certainty that it's all written in the scriptures and it's encoded in the eagle's money. Let's move back to the star. Let's move back. Take a look at all the points where events had occurred. Take a look at them. And the one that I want you to pay close attention to is the one that occurred in 1861. That's the first American Civil War. As below, so above. As below, so above. As below, the law of correspondence says, above it has to also occur. So the second Civil War, trace that line going all the way up on the star, and it will take you to 2023 to 2025. That's when there's going to be the American Civil War, the second one. Can't go around the information that's being given to you by the star. The second way you can find out that an event such as the Civil War is going to occur in America. Going by Lenny Curry, the last leader of modern day Nineveh, which is Jacksonville, 2023 looks like it's really hot for that Civil War to kick off. But I know by the time 2024 comes around, where that's election to bring Trump back into office, definitely there's going to be that Civil War in America. So 2023, 2024, prime for that Civil War if you want to narrow down the time. But I'm going to give you more clues as to when it shall occur to narrow down your time frame, so you have enough signs to know when that event is going to happen, because these triggering events has occurred. As below, so above. So that Civil War, which is below, shall be as above. That compromise, that Fugitive Slave Act, where land were given unto people in America other than the natives to America, that same land shall be given back to them. 2043, all the land, you shall have your own nation by that time, oh my people. in the United States of America, which is your land. Zephaniah 2 verse 13. The Most High and the Lord will stretch out his hands against the northern states and will destroy Assyria, which is America, and will make Nineveh, the southern states, desolate and dry like a wilderness. You notice he didn't destroy it. He's just clearing the land, because that's the land the people have to get back. That's the land the children of Israel have to reclaim for themselves. So he has to clear all the structure that has been built on it. But Assyria, the northern parts of America, shall be destroyed. That's what Zephaniah told you. So don't forget that. Obadiah 1 verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon the heathen. I have given you dates already when the heathen shall know the civil war is going to destroy America partially. Put America in a state of confusion. So the king of the east, Russia, China, Iran shall invade in the world war on America's soil. We'll cover that in another message. And you, whatever you have done, O Esau, whatever you, the ungodly, have done unto the children of the Most High, the spiritual children of the Most High, it shall be done unto you. Whatever you did to them shall be done to you. O elites, you are not going to escape this one. It's coming to you. It's going to be on your front door. You shall be rewarded what you have rewarded others. Recompense on your head. It shall come back to you. Whatever you have done during your rule in the late 1800s to now, it shall be recompense on your head. Whoever the people of color that were ruling before the late 1800s, you have been recompensed partially because you were made slaves. You were made Negroes. You were made black. You were made colored, just as the people that you were previously designating as black Negroes. The Caucasian threw you back into the category that you had created previously to enslave and to belittle the natives of America, the people of color that were in the United States of America. Let's move. 2 Baruch 70. 2 Baruch 70, verse 3. And they shall hate one another and provoke one another to do what? To fight. Civil war, world war. Civil war first. You shall provoke, Democrats provoking Republicans, Republicans provoking Democrats, provoking one another to fight. That's what's going to happen during this end time, which has already started, and a lot of things has to happen during the zeitgeist time, 2016 to 2026, that 10-year window. All of this has to go down. We're in 2023, prime to go down. Obadiah 1 verse 10. Again, Esau, you have to know why these things are happening. Then again, Gentiles, you have to know why these things are happening. Again, Caucasians, you have to know why these things are happening. It's not happening because of accident and because of CERN or because of whatever machines they're putting in place. No, it's not even happening because of Lucifer. It's not even happening because of your world leaders. They have no control over anything. They're barely holding on for their own power to survive this time, which it shall not. It's happening because a set of people were wronged, and it has to be made right. A set of people were dealt with crooked, and it has to be made straight. Because Esau, the Caucasians, the ones especially in the leadership role, and the ones who abused that white privilege and used it to oppress Jacob, which is the people of color that were not yet spiritually awakened. Shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever. That's why you're going through all this tribulation right now, oh people in America. Let's talk exactly now what's going to happen in America during this civil war, because again, you have to know the Most High and the Lord are denouncing, rebuking you against the oppression that you have made against the children of Israel, which are the people of color, mainly the children of Prince Louis, which are the people of color. Prince Louis is a man of color as well. The American descendants of slaves, the natives to America that were here, that you pushed them off their land. You have to know that you're being recompensed because the Lord is denouncing the oppression that you have put on Israel. Let America mourn. Let America mourn. And its foundation is establishment of the wicked 5 divine laws that put my people in involuntary slavery, that put my people in voluntary slavery, that put my people in voluntary slavery. For the plagues of chastisement, I'm rebuking you and reprimanding you, and punishment that the Lord will bring upon America. This should not come as a surprise to you, because it was told to you in Nahum 1 verse 3, the Lord shall not and will not acquit the wicked. The Lord will not at all acquit the wicked. No surprise, these things are coming to you if you have acted and done and practiced wickedly. No surprise for all that you have done unto the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, the children of Judah. Punishment and chastisement on you. Be not mistaken about all kind of different leaders and new world orders doing all kind of things. Nonsense. The Most High is turning them to fight one another and bring down that punishment on themselves. Let the farmers till the ground and mourn. Isn't all your food wiping out now? Isn't there food shortage coming up? Isn't there food shortage going on? Because their seeds shall fail and their trees shall be ruined by pestilence, blights. Isn't that what's happening now in America? Isn't it? Isn't that what's happening? And hail, isn't the Midwest being struck by a lot of hail right now? Isn't it? And by terrible tempest, also known as the fearful constellation, also known as the destroyer, also known as the purifier, also known as the dragon tail, also known as the meteor showers, that shall also come after the wars have ended, the Civil War and the World War. Isn't there floods and droughts going on in the Midwest? Lake Mead is drying up. No water for the dry state. Isn't that what's going on right now? The chastisement for all that you have done unto Israel, not Israel over there in the Mid-East or in North Africa. That's not Israel. Israel is a people. First, Israel is a man. His name was Jacob, and he changed his name to Israel, and the people that he represents are Israel as well, not a country. Nonsense, that is nonsense. Alas, unhappiness for the world and for those who live in it, because the world war is coming up soon. For the war and misery draw near, and nation shall rise up against another nation. That's the world war being talked about, with swords, weapons in their hands. Can't make it any clearer. War is coming to your front door, people, for there shall be unrest, conflict among men. Didn't it tell you they shall be fighting one another? Conflict among men, growing strong one against one another. Isn't that what 2nd Baruch told you? They shall be fighting against each other. one man against another man. They shall in their might have no respect for their president. Biden can't tell them what to do. Trump can't tell them what to do. I'm gonna follow what I feel I should be following and break the United States of America apart. Nor shall they follow their chief. Whatever their politicians are saying, whatever their military is saying, whatever their police force is saying, no, I'm not gonna follow it any at all. I'm not following any leaders. No respect shall they have. For a man will desire to go into a city, and he shall not be able to go into a city. The borders are gonna close soon. People, once that civil war strikes, the border will shut down, and you can't go anywhere unless you're willing to risk your life. For because of their pride, the cities shall fall in confusion, and the houses shall be destroyed, and people shall be afraid. But if you know these things, because you have gotten the word from the Most High and the Lord, to prepare yourself, be of good courage, be strong in the Lord, know that he shall protect you, so you fret not and bring that negative energy onto yourself, and let all kind of negative things fall upon you. Negative attract a negative. Know that these things are going to happen. A man shall not be able to go from border to border. He shall not be able to go into a city without being persecuted or killed or robbed of whatever he has. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbors. No pity state to state. No pity city to city. No pity county to county. None at all. But shall make an attack upon houses of his neighbors with weapons, and he shall plunder their food, their possessions, all their goods that they're stocking up right now. Prepping can help, but prepping will not help when the judgment has been handed down. No matter how many weapons you got, no matter how many food you got, it shall be plundered if you're not under the protective cover of the Most High. If you have not built your ark in the name of the Most High, know for surety that you shall be plundered. No matter how many guns you have up in that building, you shall be plundered of your possessions, your goods, your food, all your stuff. Because why? People shall be hungry because the starvation is coming. The food shortage. Remember, it tells you all your farmers tilling the ground shall mourn. No food shall be available. People shall be hungry for food, and because of the great tribulation of war that's going on, they shall go out of their house to seek food, and by whatever means they shall be willing to jeopardize, risk their lives so they can get food to eat, because they did not seek the protection of the Most High and the Lord to know that at this time the Most High will protect his people. And he shall and will make sure those who had oppressed Israel be recompensed upon their head. Read this book. Read 2nd Ezra 15, 12 through 19. It was in your Holy Bible and they took it out. They said it cost too much to print it, so they took it out. No, lies on top of lies. Tells you too much when you know how to read it. Once you figure out who Egypt is, the rest of it is gravy on top of the food, because you know exactly that Egypt is going to mourn and it shall be brought down. One more receipt about the wars. One more receipt I'll give you about the wars. One more receipt about the civil war. 2nd Baruch 70 verse 6. Then it will happen when those things occur, which have been said before, will come to pass. It shall come to pass, people, that confusion. Didn't we cover confusion in 2nd Ezra 15? It's the same confusion we're talking about. Baruch is telling you as well. Confusion will fall upon all men. They'll be in a state of confusion. And some of them will fall in war, will fall by the sword. Civil war first, world war second. And others will perish in the tribulation. The hunger, the starvation, the hail, the storms, and the terrible tempest, the fearful constellation. That's how the others will perish. And again, others of them will be troubled by their own. Troubled by their own. Civil unrest in America. Civil war in America. The neighbor troubling his other neighbors. Neighbors troubling other neighbors. Civil war, civil unrest in America. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. 2nd Baruch 70 verse 8, 9, and 10. It shall come to pass again, whosoever gets safe out of this war, the civil war and the world war, shall die in the earthquake, the tribulation that is. Whosoever shall escape the earthquake shall be burned by the fire. That's the terrible tempest, the fearful constellation coming to you as described in 2nd Baruch 15. And whosoever make it safe out of the fire shall be starving. Famine and starvation. That's where 2nd Ezra 15 kicks in again, where a man shall go out and disturb his neighbors because he's hungry. He's starving for food. 2nd Baruch 70 verse 8 telling you back the same thing. And whosoever, listen to this part, O children of Israel. Listen to this part, O children of Judah. Listen to this part, O children of Jacob. Listen to this part, O children of Ephraim. And it shall come to pass, whoever the victors or the vanquished, those who were defeated, get safe out and escape all these things that I told you is going to happen. They will be delivered in the hands of the Messiah, Prince Louis, and his elect saints. Let me repeat it, O children of Israel. Whosoever the victor or the vanquished that made it out of all these things that are going to happen. The war, the earthquake, the fire, the famine. All of these people will be delivered into the hands of the Saviors. Prince Louis, the head of the Savior. Prince Louis, the head of the Savior. And the elect saints of the children of Israel. For all the world shall devour its inhabitant. For all the earth, which is America, and the rest of the planet, shall devour its inhabitant who have done wickedly on this planet. The Lord will not acquit the wicked at all. Obadiah 1 verse 9. Esau and your mighty men, you shall be dismayed. 2016 to 2026, that's the zeitgeist time. That's your time of being dismayed. 2023, 2024, your civil war time, you shall be dismayed. Because all your structures shall be cut off by slaughter, by sword, by war. And whatever survived the war, you won't be able to survive Red Kachina when that comes. Obadiah 1 verse 18. The house of Jacob, who has been oppressed, shall be a fire, a spiritual awakening. And the house of Joseph, O Ephraim, the Ephraim family, don't think the Most High has forgotten about you. Don't think I have forgotten about you because I don't mention you specifically, but you're part of Israel. Ephraim, you shall be a spiritual awakening as well. And the house of Esau that has partnered with these fallen angels, these wicked spiritual beings, these beings that teach you materialistic stuff. For a stubble you shall be destroyed with the sword, and by fire shall devour you, O Esau, nothing shall be remaining of the house of Esau. It shall be completely destroyed, because the Lord Thoth, Melchizedek, Jehovah, has spoken it unto us, the children of Israel, unto us, the children of Jacob, unto us, the children of Judah, unto us, the children of Ephraim. Know for sure, Esau shall not stand at the end of this zeitgeist time. One more thing you have to know, O Gentiles, when these things are happening to you, the Most High had already warned you. Enough warning had been sent out. 2 Baruch 72. All those who have ruled over the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, the children of Judah, you shall be delivered up to the sword, because you knowingly ruled over them, knowingly know who they are, and you put them into captivity, held them into captivity, because you know who they are. You shall be delivered up to civil war and world war. Another reason you are being put through that war, that sword, you violated the boundaries of the land that were allocated to the Shemites, to the children of Israel, to the children of Jacob, to the children of Ephraim, to the children of Judah. You, even though your forefathers swore an oath not to violate the boundaries that were given unto the three sons of Noah, the three races of men during the Noah time event, an agreement was made. And it also stated in that agreement, anyone who violated the borders or whatever was allocated to them, whatever was given to them as their share of the land, there shall be a judgment on you during this end time with a sword. The war, civil war, world war, and the fire which comes after that. Red Kachina, dragon tail, the pure fire, the fearful constellation, you name it. It's the same thing it's talking about. There's fire coming after the war ends. Gentiles, Esau, Caucasians, again, read this, know what's coming, make yourself a part of the kingdom of the Most High. You don't have to go down with the nation that's going down, that was built these last 100 years under these wicked rules. You don't have to be a part of it. You can, based on the teaching that's coming to you from the children of Israel, make that change, because I have to convert your mind based on the preaching that I have to bring to you. So Gentiles, Caucasians, take heed. Do not want any destructions for you. Everyone is part of the Father's kingdom. Everyone has access to it, but you have to draw yourself into that energy so you can be a part of the Father's kingdom. Jacob, Israel, Judah, Ephraim, know and be comforted, my brethren. Know and be comforted, my brethren. Comfort yourself regarding the multitude of injustice, the multitude of wickedness, the multitude of poverty, the multitude of no community for yourself, the multitude of bad food, the multitude of giving white Jesus, the multitude of all these laws made against you. Know for a surety, your Father, your Maker, the Elohim, the Creator, the Most High, is not sleeping. The wicked was given a chance and given a time for their rule. So assuredly, that time is up. The memo has been circulated. Their time is done. So know for assuredly, O Israel, O Jacob, O Judah, O Ephraim, The Most High will avenge upon all those who have held you into bondage, all those who have made you their enemies, all those that have done things unto you, wicked things. Know for a surety, it shall be avenged at the consummation of time, which is the end time that we're in right now, where judgment is being rendered upon all the heathens who have done these wicked things. So by no means think that they will run around unrecompensed for what they have done. No, not according to the scriptures, not according to the scriptures. Nahum 1 verse 3 tells you exactly what's going to happen. The Lord is slow to anger, great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked for what they have done to Jacob, for what they have done to Israel, for what they have done to Judah, for what they have done to Ephraim. The wicked shall not be acquitted. They shall not have that mercy. They shall not forego the punishment that's coming to them. They shall not be cleared of the blame for what they have done to Israel. They shall not be free of guilt, found not guilty for what they have done to Israel. Not a chance, unless they're losing their sound mind to be thinking these things. The wicked shall not be acquitted. The Lord will not acquit the wicked. The recompense shall come upon the Gentiles for all they have done. Read the rest of this, 2 Baruch 82, verse 1 through verse 10. Read it so you know what's coming to those who are in power now. O Esau, aka Gentiles, aka Caucasians, as a smoke, your rule and your legacy shall pass away. Because Esau, Gentiles, Caucasians, you are to serve your younger brother Jacob. You are to serve him, not oppress him, not kill him, not strangle him, not put him in captivity, but to serve him. That's what you were meant to do. As it's written, Jacob I have loved, and Esau, because you have tied yourself to those red beans that brought upon the despise, the disdain for you, because you have seek all these false gods and been being a vessel for their wickedness. But 2 Ezra 6 verse 9 tells you, Esau, where and how this thing is going to play out. For Esau is the end of this world we're living in right now. Who is ruling this world right now? Are the people of color ruling the planet? No. Is there someone else ruling the planet? No. It's the Caucasian ruling the planet? Yes. If this is telling you Esau is the end of this world, meaning whoever is ruling this world shall be coming the end of their time. So Caucasians, the end of your time is now. And Jacob is the beginning of the world that cometh after. Clear as it can be. Whoever is ruling the planet now, they shall be put to rest. They shall lose their rule over the planet. And whoever they were ruling over shall take over the planet's rule. Clear as day as it can be. Now, parting words from my people, O eagles and the eaglets. Parting words for America and the people of America. Because this is another sign I'm giving you to know that these civil war and the world war is very near. Watch out for this sign. Anytime you see that stock market crash, anytime you see the stock market crash, I repeat, it's going to bring down the world's economy. Anytime you see the US dollar crashes as well, because the entire world financial activity is traded in the US dollar. The entire world financial activity is traded in the US dollar. So when the US dollar crashes, it's going to take down the entire world's economy. Anytime you see that happen, remember Revelation 16:12. The sixth angel pour out its vial upon the river Euphrates, which is the wealth of the economy of America and the world. And the water dried up, and the money dried up, the finance dried up. And that made the way possible for the kings of the east to come over to America in the west. That's the preparation for the world war. Anytime you see that stock market crash, anytime you see that US dollar crash, big time crash, then Russia, China, and Iran is coming in shortly thereafter as given to you in Revelation 16:12. So, children of Israel, children of Judah, children of Jacob, know that the way has been given to you in your scriptures. It's just that the preachers, the ones sent by the Most High and the Lord, has to come and give you that proper interpretation of it. The Spirit of Truth, Prince Louis, has to come and give us truth. And you have to study to show yourself approved, to know more truth on top of the truth that Prince Louis is giving you. And you will put the chronology of events together to know when things are going to happen, to make yourself prepared, because the Most High says, and the Lord said, I shall declare the ending at the beginning and let you know what is to come and what shall be. Praise unto the Most High, Allah, Yah, Yod, He, Vahu, He, Elohim, God in our modern day name, and in the name of the Lord Thoth, Melchizedek, Jehovah, praise be unto you always for sending back the Spirit of truth to give us a voice, to give us a means to reach back to you and come back home. Praise be unto you always and forever.